Hello, everyone. Russell Wright. I'm the co-inventor and co-founder of Network Empire and the Network Empire training and suite of software tools and WordPress plugins. I have with me Mike Hayden, who's been working on the release of the video SEO silo plugin. What version is it, Mike?
4.4.1.
Excellent. And today, because we want to get this out as quickly as possible, we have a wonderful help file that he's rigorously given attention. And there's a lot of updates on it. But because I want to get this out to you informally, it's always great to talk to the programmer and the person who's doing a lot of the work on it and find out what the hot spots are, what the cool triggers are. And so what is it that you think is the most important in this release that people need to look out for? And tell us a little bit about those in the order that you think they're important.
Okay, so the main one that I think people are going to most appreciate is that there's been a lot of work done on it to make it more robust.
Okay.
So a lot of the little quirks that people have probably had to deal with in the past, a lot of those have been ironed out. So things like, if you can change the slugs and titles, and the whole site will update correctly.
Oh, excellent.
And things like that.
Like the cosmetic as well as the annoying little tiny bugs that would come up on certain characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just general weirdness. Like there was one bug where it would replicate all the silos in one particular silo and then just go right through the whole thing. But things like that have all been fixed and
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've also added things like, made sure that things like YouTube comments are now version 3 of the API compliant, which people aren't going to care about other than it now works.
That's helpful.
YouTube changed how they did it, and so we've adapted to fix that.
Fantastic. And for those of you who haven't used the plugin before, we pull in the comments automatically from the YouTube videos when you select the video function, which I found to be even still very helpful. And it pulls it right out of the every once in a while APIs update over at YouTube, and they just jump from a whole new. Doesn't seem like that much is going on from the non-programmer perspective, but behind the scenes, there's a lot of nightmares that Mike has to iron out by switching to the API. They change their code and their protocols and a variety of other things. Okay, that's cool. Very cool.
They completely rewrote it. So,
this time they really did completely change the API. It wasn't just like, okay, we've updated a couple things here. It's like, and now for a new programming language. Okay, that's cool. So what else you got?
All right. So one of the things, being a web designer, that kind of bugged me before was that you couldn't. It was a lot more difficult to apply your own styles to, say, the widget and that kind of stuff. So we've made it so, say for example, the YouTube video that's embedded. If you use the semantic video shortcode, then it pulls in a semantically marked up video that is also responsive video, and it applies. Yeah, that's the code there. That's one of my.
That's worth the entire cost of a plugin, man. Well, that's why you were handing me that link the other day. Got it. Okay. Oh, you mean it's also it's also compliant, meaning it's going to size itself.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. That's huge.
Yeah. So it's fully responsive. So
wow.
You see the style code at the top. That way, if you put it into, say, a pinvid or whatever, because the pinvid theme is responsive, but before the video size was fixed in place, so it was only 560 pixels wide. Well, a phone is around 400 pixels wide, so it would be off the size of the phone. Whereas now, with most themes being responsive, now the videos also are going to be responsive. So
we need to add that. We need to add that to Video Kraken eventually. It's another video though.
Oh, it's already in Video Kraken.
Oh, see, I didn't get the memo on that either.
We're gonna have to do one of these on Video Kraken too.
Oh no, that's like the biggest announcement of the month, and no one told me. Okay. Anyway, that's another video, guys. So we'll
Oops.
stick with
Sorry.
this one. That's for our CLC course.
Yep. So
Okay.
so there's also a whole lot of requirements just on the semantic video. There's a whole lot of requirements for semantically marking up a video.
Yeah.
Things that have to
Huge.
be brought in, things like the time that it's updated, which
Wow.
is extremely difficult to find if you're not using the API, but that's put in automatically.
Yes.
It's all compliant with semantic markup. We've gone through it with a fine-tooth comb with Kevin.
Okay,
Yeah, so
cool.
it's the upload date.
Got it. The upload dates is what was a pain, huh? Well,
Oh yeah.
our entire community thanks you and Kevin, because now we're going to have the possibility of getting the video short, micro format indexed, and a variety of other things that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty more than a little huge. Okay.
Yeah. And of course, if the semantic requirements ever change, because we've done it as a short code,
Yep.
we can make the changes on the back end, and then when people update the plugin, it's now back to being semantically compliant.
Got it. So updates for our community will be a lot faster
Exactly.
than probably anybody else. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Are those your main features that you want to shout about?
I also like the bulk delete feature. When we rolled that out to the beta community, people were pretty happy with that one.
Okay.
You can delete an entire silo with 3 or is it 4 clicks. So you just select the silo, change the drop down to there we go.
Is that it?
Change the drop down to delete. Yeah, I think we might put a screen grab in for that one too.
Okay, yeah, it almost needs its own. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then once you hit make it so, it'll delete the silo, all the categories under it, and all the supporting articles under it. Of course, it'll send it to trash rather than permanently delete it, just in case people.
We should almost change the name of this thing to like semantic video silo plugin. It really should. I mean, it's kind of a different beast with that. I mean, that unique mechanism is worth the entire price of the plugin, in my opinion. Okay, so the bulk deletes. All right, so now we don't have the pain of trying to do everything like one at a time in the earlier versions. I know that annoyed the crap out of you. So.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Well, actually, it annoyed the crap out of me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's just quicker to do everything. So we also implemented some better SEO control.
Okay.
So if people want to use the SEO inbuilt from ours, then they can.
Right.
But if they prefer Yoast or all-in-one, there's a list of.
Oh yeah.
So if you do a search for Yoast,
right here.
I think I've
right
listed. There we are. Yep. So we detect them, and then there's also an option in the settings for people to go that they want to use their own or use the third-party plugin rather than ours.
Okay.
So
okay.
Before there were a few bugs with what was overwritten and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. More than a few, but I'm really glad. So it didn't always work. Sometimes because of people's setup, but I know that you code better.
Yeah.
I want to tell you guys listening, if you're not familiar with this, what this means is that we are aware that some of you use other plugins, and we do have opinions about some of these plugins, but we keep them to ourselves because we know they're really popular. Yoast, All-in-One, SEO Ultimate, Platinum. I don't even know what Headspace and Smart Crawl is. I think I might know Smart Crawl. But the point is that if you've got...
Those are 2 new ones that users asked for.
Okay, that must be new. So you guys really went all out. That's brand new. So for those of you who are using any of those, you don't have to worry about, you can continue your practices. You probably have a pattern down or a business process. So very, very cool. It's not going to interfere if you want to use that along with the plugin. Okay, fantastic. All right, I think that's good enough. I mean, we covered. Oh, you got one more?
Yeah, the homepage. It was something that was a bugbear with some people. Before it was, to make it all compliant, we would set the homepage as home, whereas now people, there's an option to choose whether people want to use their own homepage setup, say a widgetized homepage or
Oh,
a
wow.
page or just a straight blog roll. So
Oh, you
checking a
got it.
button or
You got it.
and
Fantastic.
so they can control it then.
Yeah, that confused people early on. I'm really glad you took care of that. I mean, it should be convenient because the homepage is such a focal point, and who knows, they're coming in from, they might have different plans, and so that's really cool. Oh, here's a question.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. This is one of the
Mhm.
more common questions, and since you already answered it earlier, um, I already know the answer. But, you know, let's talk about, the question that we get a lot is, can I, and it's the biggest pain for some people, can I use this on a pre-existing site? And we've talked, and we've never been able to do that. It's like I would have thought it would be impossible a couple of years back. What is the status with
Mhm.
this on being able to do that?
Okay, so currently, if you've got well, as it says there, just on the screen there, the category post name. So if you've currently got permalinks set to category post name, then test it obviously before you roll it out. But yeah, it should be fine to use it on an existing setup, and we've got. That's why we put the silo meta box on when you edit a page. You can drop it down and change it across. So currently, yes, should be fine. Test first, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. And
If
back
your
yourself up.
permalink structure is that, and then in a upcoming version, I've been working with WordPress redirects rather than htaccess.
Yep.
WordPress has its own feature, so that it, if you have a different permalink structure before, that it will be compliant.
And for you guys who doesn't know what he said, it's actually a huge big deal.
Sorry.
So it's a planned release. We don't have any date on that, so don't be pushing and constantly asking in the Skype room. It's a big deal. Basically, what that will allow is
It's not an insignificant
no,
change.
it's not an insignificant change. And basically, what that will do is create a silo structure in a virtual way using redirects. And since it's a big deal, we didn't want to do it in this release because I consider that its own release for sure. It actually changes
Oh yeah.
the power of the plugin significantly, and it might even have a greater price point. So anyway, that's, I think, huge. I mean, just what it already has in this release, the fact that you can semantically mark up the videos, almost changing the name to semantic video silo plugin. The fact that you can bulk delete, it's smoothed over, it's had it's been pimped my ride kind of, all the guts have been really, we're not, there's nothing bad in the, early code that might have been left from the early programmers that Mike had nothing to do with. And just all around quality. So I'm looking forward to getting feedback from everybody. And Mike, thanks. This is really perfect. And this gives me a ton to work with and just getting the copy out and everything else.
Awesome. Thanks, Russ.
Is there actually, should we make another video for Video Kraken, or is that premature?
Yeah, no, we can do that.
Okay, so those of you listening to when I close this out, if you haven't heard, we also have a ridiculously powerful plugin that's really not for beginners called Video Kraken. It actually can publish tens of thousands of videos. And apparently now they can all be semantically marked up, which, as far as I know, is completely unheard of any technology out there. So we're going to go ahead and create another video, and you should be able to find it at videokraken.com. All right, cool.